Hey folks, Sean Grisden here. I've been an audiobook narrator for almost 15 years, and a lot of that has found me in the world of romance and erotica. And recently, in Romancelandia, there's been a lot of turmoil and negativity regarding allegations of various entities and narrators, male narrators specifically, engaging in negative relationships with fans and authors and producers as well. The most egregious of those describes the cultivation of parasocial relationships and utilizing the inherent power dynamic, the power differential that comes with celebrity to engage in ethically dubious behaviors at best and downright abusive and predatory behaviors at worst. This has resulted in a lot of victim blaming, victim shaming, fans turning on each other, finger pointing, caustic negativity within the industry and within the fandoms. Additionally, this has started to shine light on one of the dark, not so secret elements of the romance audiobook world, which is that female narrators are often paid less than their male counterparts for the same work, even when accounting their relative career trajectories and accomplishments. We live in a challenging world that's very murky, and many of us are extended benefits based on our gender, the way we look, who we know, what we have. We're constantly competing against extrinsic elements, many of which are systemic, as well as individual elements that become obstacles and impediments to what we hope to achieve as individuals. Real talk here. Okay. As a community, if these allegations against these narrators and entities are true, then it is upon us to stand up and not be silent, to speak out, to let it be known that we will not tolerate that within our community. That as a community of sisters, brothers, and others, we won't stand for one of us being seen as less than. We won't stand for any of us, even if it is one of us, being mistreated or abused, especially when that mistreatment or abuse is coming from within one of the very elements that unites us, within our community. That's something that's challenging. And of course, this battle has been fought many times throughout history. We've seen it before, and here it's echoing in this microcosm of audiobooks in Romancelandia in particular, and that's what we're talking about right now. But of course, it extends to the greater picture, the macrocosm of what happens in our society, the elements that we battle against to retain our humanity as an enlightened, progressive society. Hopefully. Yeah, that's what they tell me. It's tiring work, and it must continue, which is one of the reasons why I made this video. When so many voices tell us that there's a problem within our community, it's our obligation as a community to not shut them up or shut them down, but to listen, to open the dialogue that then begins to explore what's happening for both sides, the accuser and the accused, to examine and find the veracity of the claims that are being discussed, right? To remedy that which is wrong and to seek a path forward for a positive outcome. That's progress, at least one would imagine. So my question is, how do we do that now? We have some information, and that's, like I said, why I've made this video, to begin to open the dialogue. So for those of us that this impacts, and of course it reverberates outward, it's not just limited to audiobooks or romance audiobooks. I mean, this is something that we see worldwide that happens between various players and entities when they exercise those power dynamics, those positions of authority, the historical and systemic advantages applied to various groups, persons, and or identities. How do we move closer to finding the path toward equality and respect and compassion for each other? So I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I'm just making a video to make sure that the conversation continues. So plop it in the comments. Let's see if we can have a respectful dialectic about how this can progress to something that we can overcome. Let's find out. That way, we want to make sure that every voice is heard, and we can continue to ensure that every story is told.